Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Miranda Hodge here. How are you? Welcome back to my channel. Here we share emotional well-being, faith, and online business tips. Now, I love sharing all the different things that I've learned in setting up my own online business at the Cherish Mum Space Parenting, as well as all those other sorts of things that you can see on my channel here. Now, today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my social media content creation strategy. So some of the ways that I create my social media, which has been running for years, okay, and how I actually get it ready to share with the world. So I'm going to show you guys just a few different little tips that I like to do that help me every single week. Every single time that I want to create content, this helps me. So I'm quickly going to just share my screen with you. Now, the first thing that I do is, oh, don't worry about that. The first thing that I do when I want to create content is basically get a bit of a topic going. So I get a topic going and I love to talk on lots of different things. Now, this one you can see, this topic that I have written here is all about optimism. Now, I've basically written a blog. So this is my first step, is I write basically a big blog, find out stuff, read about stuff, put it all together, obviously know a lot of it anyway, put it together and create basically a long form piece of content. Now, blogs are really, really great if you can get them over 1,000 words. That used to be how it was. I'm not exactly sure of the numbers now, but they're really helpful if you can get them over longer. That's better for SEO. And you also want to be having your phrase, like your keywords, in the top of the blog and also repeated throughout the blog as well. So for me, benefits of optimism is what in this one that you can see on the screen, they're the SEO keywords that I'm using. Anyway, you don't have to worry about all of that if you don't want to, but for me, that's what I'm doing. Now, I've written this blog. Now, what do I do now? How do I create this into social media content? Okay, because a blog is not social media. A blog is a blog. That's something different. So what do I do? First thing I do is I look through here. I basically look down through. I'm just going to move my head so I can see what I'm doing. I look down here through and then go, okay, what can I do? Now, first thing I can do is go, okay, there's something here that is a question. So you could basically use this highlighted part as a question to engage with the people in your social media account. So you can go, are you a pessimist or are you an optimist? Just put that as a post, a poll on your stories in Instagram. You can just ask a question in your Facebook group to do with that, and that will get people talking. That's basically, it's simple as that sometimes. That's all you need to have sometimes. Okay, now we're talking here about optimism and what they can do. So basically, here's a fact. Even optimists can become more pessimistic. They move into a negative mental cycle, go through trauma and repress their emotions, etc. Now, you guys know that I'm a Christian coach. You know that I'm a coach who helps people who aren't Christians too, and a parenting coach as well. And I do that around this sort of stuff. Okay, so that's why I'm obviously talking about it. I'm not talking about something that I don't know about. Okay, so you can put that up there as a quote. You can put that up there as a fact. I've actually got a quote down here as well. Much of the difference between attitude comes down to the conversation people have with themselves. Okay, and that's from Martin Seligman. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I've just copied that. I'm just going to go to a different screen. All right, I'll just stop the share. Let's just see my happy face right there. Go to a different screen. Here's what I do next. Right, here's what I do next. These are some of my social media things that I've used on Mrs. Miranda Hodge on the on Instagram. Now, here's what I would do now. Okay, I have got some social media things that you can use if you would like to. Okay, I'm going to change it to a different thing. I'm going to pop it down to be only a bit bigger than 28, actually. So here we go. Basically created a quote. Now, why are my quotes so basic? All right, you might think this is really basic. Sometimes I use them like that. Obviously, I need to put a capital M on there, and I need to, make that into who that's quoted by, like have that credited there at the bottom. So I'd put Martin Seligman down there. Now, I quite often just have a blank color with quotes on it because it's really easy to see in the feed. So if you're on Instagram, it's very easy to see when it's just a color with black, okay, or a dark color with white. Okay, it's very, very, very easy to see and it gets people's attention really quickly. Quotes like this are much better because you can get people's attention again really quickly, and they usually instantly agree or disagree with the quote, and they'll quite often, it's a bit like clickbait maybe, I don't know. It draws them to comment on it. Okay, so those sorts of things. The other thing that I have here, and again, this is from another day, I've just got a little graphic to go along with mine. So on my carousel posts, I'll quite often have that little tree graphic, and that's how I've kept my Instagram to be fairly uniform. So basically just use this color. Okay, jump in on my Instagram if you want to have a little look about what I'm doing. I've been putting covers on my reels, and I'll share how to do that soon. Okay, not in this video, but soon. Basically love to have just those basic quote posts. Now, something that you might also be interested in is my social media content planner. I've got a planner on Etsy. It's really affordable, really, really amazing, really helpful. Talks about hooks, about hooking your audience in. It talks about using these different techniques basically, and it talks about your brand story and all those different sorts of things. It's a printable and it's available on Etsy now. So don't forget to check out the link below in the description and grab a hold of it. You can come up with, I'm going to pop this down. Okay, so basically that is how I do it. I go through and I can just grab Optimus Have Better Health and easily put that into your big content. Basically make that into your quote, and then you can just basically copy and paste this here and put into your quote, send it into your social media, like schedule it to go into your social media, whether you use Later or one of those different things that you use. Plan that I used to use a lot. These are really, really helpful because it means you've got your content there. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to go, oh, what am I going to do? You can send it to a VA if you're someone who uses virtual assistants, then you can do all of that stuff, and it's much easier. So all you have to do is basically every month write 4 blog posts, and you've created the content base or the content base for what you want to be doing. Okay, so this is what I've been doing for years. I love doing this. Now, creating content is really, really important. How often do you post? Now, lots of people ask these questions, and to me, it's just, you can just choose how often you post. You don't, if you want to grow, post every single day. Okay, you might like to. You don't have to. You can still grow by not posting every day. But for me, I like to post every day when I'm trying to move, trying to build up my audience, trying to reach more people, have a bit of a go on that particular social media platform. I like to post every day. When it comes to YouTube, I post once a week. Okay, all those different things. That's what I do most of the time. Okay, there are moments when I don't, because most of the time I'm consistent, but I'm not always, because I am a very busy person, the same as everybody else. So post as often as you can, but basically my social media content strategy is to create a big long form content, and then I can pick it apart, use different parts, show people, make a reel using some of them, me doing funny things or not, maybe just talking to my phone, okay, or talking to my on the reel, and basically sharing some insight through there. People love that stuff. Okay, so they're the sort of things that you want to be doing in order to create content. Okay, so if you've got any questions, pop them below. Okay, I'd love to hear about it. This is not about how to get your content out there. It's more about how to actually create that content that's true to you in the first place. So tell me about it. Do you struggle creating content? Is this something that you really want to do on a daily basis? Is it something that you need help with? I'd love to chat to you about it. Otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Check out my other videos, especially if you're a Christian woman, because it's all about emotional well-being and faith, as well as these online business tips.